What's up? You're on Knotfest. My name's Monica Strut, and I'm here with Jamie from Polaris. And welcome, Jamie.
How we doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. So excited. Just in a couple of weeks, you'll be heading up the East Coast for the third installment of Knotfest, which is pretty exciting. But before we talk about that, I wanted to mention that you have just actually played the biggest show of your life.
Yeah.
Mexico with none other than Bring Me the Horizon, Spirit Box, Throne Plotting You. How was that?
It was insane. Absolutely insane. It was, yeah, as you said, it was the biggest show that we've ever played, the most people we've ever played in front of it, like a single show. Like 20, something like just over 20,000 crazy Mexicans going wild for every single band. Like the lineup was huge. And yeah, to have the opportunity to play in front of such a crowd in a country we've never been to before was something really special. And the show in itself was wild. It just felt like another just like a really awesome festival day. The vibe was just electric from like even before the gates had opened. Like you can hear the humdrum of fans and everything before gates had open, and yeah, every band killed it. The crowd was wild for every single band. Like, when we played and we'd get the crowd to jump and they'd like, hey, like footy chanting while they're all jumping and that. And which was so sick to experience. And of course, Bring Me the absolute beast putting on another monumental performance like they always do. It was really cool.
Absolutely huge, because I imagine a setting like that is kind of what you dream of when you get started as a
Yeah.
musician, and you don't know necessarily if you're going to get there, or like maybe you did, maybe you were like, yeah, we're going to play shows this size one day. What were you thinking in the moments just before you hit the stage?
I was a little bit of panic because the whole altitude and my asthma. I'm like, shit. I hope I can breathe properly on
Oh, no
stage
way.
and not lose my breath and not be able to perform like to how I normally would, But other than that, like I was definitely a little bit nervous for the first time in a long time, and I think it was like partially because of that, but also just just yeah, it's that first time in Mexico on like one of the biggest stages of our lives, and you just want to deliver. You want to. We're already tired as heck and jet lagged from the flight before because we flew in and flew out for the show, and we had the day before was an absolute chaos. We missed our connecting flight to Mexico, and we got into Mexico like 1 o'clock that morning. So, but it was like it was just all these other things, and then as soon as the intro track hit, it was just all right, let's go. And yeah, it was awesome. It was so awesome.
In the zone, switch that on. Um,
Yeah, like that's usually what happens. Like, if there's any stresses or whatever going on in the day, or whether you're having a good day, whatever it may be. Like for me, I always find like as soon as that intro track hits, it's just like all right, we're in it. Let's go. Let's go.
yeah,
Mm.
absolutely. And how did you go with the altitude in the end, especially with, being a little bit tired?
I
Like,
went, I
did
went,
you
I
make
went
it?
good. I went better than I expected. There was a few points where like I had to like breathe a little earlier in like a sentence or something than I normally would, but it didn't affect me as much as I was expecting it to, which was great. The last thing I
Sick.
want to be doing is like puffing around on like and not being able to perform just because I can't breathe properly. But it's something to think of for next time. Maybe I can get like a little oxygen something to have like in between songs or whatever to kind of help or whatever. But yeah, as I said, I went better than I expected. So
Nice. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. I'm sure a lot of it's like muscle memory as well at this point too.
Yeah, of course, of course.
What's really trippy is you've recently welcomed Jesse, formerly of Wind Waker, as a touring member of Polaris, and he's kind of coming in at this point where you are playing these massive shows, and you
Yeah.
just did a huge tour with Beartooth as well. What's it like, witnessing him coming into the fold, I guess, at this point in the game, and integrating him into the fold?
It's been pretty awesome to see. I mean, he came in touring with us of 2023. And his second show that he ever did with us was Download, main stage at Download in the UK in front of this massive festival. And was just being like, I can't believe that this is my second show of you guys and it's the biggest show of our careers. Like, but just it's been pretty awesome to see him experiencing some of these festivals and then even these countries and that for the first time, and it almost was kind of like that. I remember that feeling. I remember this. I remember that, but also experiencing it together. Like he's come in. I don't know. We're really really good friends. He's a lovely bloke and an incredibly talented guitarist, and he's just come in and slotted in perfectly. Not that there's been no. There's nothing negative or anything bad to kind of mention or anything. He's just slotted in. He's a really good friend, and just rocks it every single night. And he's just very much solidified a bit of a comfort on stage with us, which has been really nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of rocking it, I hear you have a bit of a secret recipe that came out during the Beartooth tour in the way of a roasted marshmallow on pyro.
I was like, secret recipe? What the heck? I'm trying to think. What the hell did we do on Betty? We didn't do anything unusual, did we? No, yeah, we did. We Beartooth had a lot of power, and Caleb had a for one of their songs a moment where he has like a flamethrower gun, and Sean, our videographer, and I were just talking over at the beginning of like, oh, well, what content can we do? Instead of doing the same old videos, like what can we do that might be interesting? And I was just like, let's cook a marshmallow on his on his flamethrower, and we're trying to spitball ideas. Should we get some camping chairs and pretend to make it like a campfire thing? And the video happened as you can see as it did. It was really funny. Come out with a bag of marshmallows, hand them out to the crowd, and then just sit there and kind of be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, let's roast a marshmallow."
Well, I loved watching some footage of you kind of explaining because there was actually a very, very specific technique to it all so that, the fire extinguisher didn't come out and the whole show get shut down. So,
Yeah, exactly. We had plans to. We had recorded it 2 or 3 nights prior, and as I had put it on, because the pole we used was like Sean's 360 uh 360 camera pole, which extends pretty wide, and we put like some metal prongs on it so that the pole wouldn't catch on fire. We don't damage his equipment, but as I'd extended up the first night, the whole thing fell apart. All the tape had it was too hot, so we had to wait until another show that we could do it, because there was a few shows that like they allowed Beartooth to have their pyro, but didn't allow us to do that kind of content. So we had to wait for the next moment that we could, and yeah, this show in particular, they were very they allowed us to do the clip, do the content, which was great. But also there was the Beartooth were like, look, don't leave it there for too long, because if it starts smoking or that catches fire, then they're going to bring out fire extinguishers, and that's an instant show stop. And so I was stressing, I'm like, shit, I don't want to be the reason that Beartooth has to stop their set because I'm trying to make content. So it was a little stressful, but we did it. We did it. No fire extinguishers came out. So
guys,
didn't have to stop the show. I wasn't the reason to, dampen the vibe for a couple of thousand Germans. So it was great.
out here risking life and limb for
Yeah,
content.
exactly.
Absolutely love it. So your latest album, Fatalism, came out in 2023 as well. But of course, you have two other stunning albums before that. How do you go about putting together a set for Knotfest?
It becomes more and more difficult that we've now realized as time has gone on with more albums, because you want to give a bit of everything, but also you don't have that much time. So you gotta, do you pick just the singles from each album? Have people at Knotfest heard all these songs before? Are they going to want to hear these songs? Like it's as time is going on, it's definitely becoming a bit more difficult to kind of tailor a set. Especially if with limited time. We've got a decent set time for this, which has made it a bit easier to kind of tick each album kind of off in within the set list. But also as well, the kind of festival that is, like, well, most of the time we like to have a bit of a rise and fall, like a bit of a flow throughout our sets, like we do with our albums, and really give, like, the highs and the lows of a Polaris show. And I'm hoping that we've done that in a good way, while also sticking to that really true Knotfest vibe as well. I'm very excited. This is going to be some of our only shows of Australia this year too, so we're really just trying to leave a mark on the festival, let what Polaris brings, and just make a staple of the day for ourselves, and also hopefully leave people wanting more for next time that we tour around Australia.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And lastly, when I was thinking about speaking to you today, I had a memory come back of Big Sound 2017,
Oh
and
wow.
funnily enough, Polaris, I'm pretty sure, even though I don't think it ever got published, but Polaris was my first ever band that I interviewed back in
Hey,
2017.
hell yeah.
Was sitting like by a pool, like by some hotel pool, and it was really, it was kind of like rock star vibes. But
Oh no, I remember that. Yes, I
do
remember.
you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember it was like was yeah, yeah. I remember sitting near a pool. I know. As you said that, I was like, the image of it is there. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it was a little hazy, but
that was your first ever interview. I love
yeah,
that.
totally. And I remember thinking at the time, and of course, seeing you live at, for those that don't know, Big Sound is a music showcase here in Australia. It's not only like a festival up in Fortitude Valley, Queensland, but it's a industry showcase and industry fly out from all over the world to see, the
Mm.
best up and coming Australian talent.
It's
And
a
I
great opportunity for the up and coming talent and bands, not just heavy, but just a wide variety of genres and artists. It's really really cool.
Yeah, super cool. And I remember like after interviewing you and seeing you live, there was definitely this air about you, like, okay, this is sick. This is going to be Australia's next big thing. And so it's just amazing to see, from where you were in 2017 and then to watch you now in 2025. About to play Knotfest and touring globally and doing, ARIA nominated, all these amazing things. And I'm curious if you could give yourself a piece of advice to that person, kind of at the edge of their career in 2017, what would it be?
Um, Believe in yourself. Like we always have, but that's just something that you kind of need to keep in the back of your mind. Like we've as any artist out there, there's a lot of sacrifices that come with trying to make a name for yourself in this industry. And sometimes that believing in yourself can kind of get pushed to the side. Like there's a lot of doubts in that kind of saboteur kind of voice comes in to you're doing the right things. You're not good enough. People can like this. Whatever it might be. Like just believe in yourself. And yeah, like I even like as you said, get that back to Big Sound, like trying to think where we were as a band then and like to what we've done now. Like we've come a long, long way, and that doesn't happen overnight, and that doesn't necessarily as well happen for everybody. We're very grateful to the band that we are today and the position that we are in, and the careers that we have. And yeah, I'd say a big thing would just be to believe in yourself, but also have fun. enjoy all the moments.
Amazing. Great note to end on. Well, we will look forward to seeing you in Melbourne, Brisbane, and Sydney at Knotfest at the end of February, early
Can't wait.
March. Jamie, anything else that you want to add before we wrap up?
Rock on, let's go. Knotfest is going to be sick.